Welcome to a Napoleon Total War 2 vs 2 tournament, hosted by OBG. A $300 prize pool here. Who is going to win? We're currently spectating a pool play match, and hopefully one of the winners of these will go through to the big grand bracket. 9 teams in total. Who's gonna win it? I've got no idea. Today, as Austria, we have Haggai, and as Great Britain, his team member, we have Ruvak versus, what's that name, Forbitros, I believe it is, as France, and MQI as Spain. First map here, Italian grassland, best of 3. The team name of these guys here, Austria and Great Britain, is Old Guards, and the team name of Forbitros and MQI is 2 Girls, 1 Cup. My favourite video on the internet. Okay, who's gonna win it? Let's find out. And the rules can be found on Discord if needed, but no artillery, 8 cavalry maximum, 5 lights, and a load of other little rules as well. The cavalry charging forwards for Austria. No cavalry leading the way for Britain yet. Over here, Spain also has a cavalry up front, some more cavalry up front, and France is doing the same, going all in with their cavalry at the start to gain a stronger position. They're about to match the Austrian cavalry, who are taking the high ground, but they're quite badly outnumbered there. This is a perfect chance for France and Spain to be able to chase them off like that. Just chase them away, get them back downhill, and then they can take the high ground here, which I bet is very valuable on Italian grassy lands. Italian grassy lands, is that the map? Italian flats, I don't know. It's in Italy. They're fighting in Italy. The infantry moving forwards now. They're not allowed in buildings as well. They've got their cavalry set up here, and this should give the French and the Spanish a strong position if they can claim all of this high ground with that early cav charge. Balance of power is in their favour, as we can see down here, but of course that means very little. Or is it in their favour? I don't know. It's backwards again, possibly. Yeah, because we're spectating as red right now. It's always backwards in Total War replays. I have a go about this in Rome too, but can never get it right. It's always confusing. Right, I'm assuming then blue is not the one we're spectating as. I'm assuming blue is blue on the map, so France and Spain. I'm assuming. We'll figure it out after. Oh, stupid modern Total War can never get the replays right. But oh well. I've done enough complaining about that on the Medieval 2 tournament. Oh, sorry, the Rome 2 tournament. We've got the British Islands here, one of my favourite looking units. Absolutely beautiful. As an Englishman myself, I've got to love it. Although I prefer the Scottish version, where they've got their kilts. The Spanish having to pull back a bit, despite having the high ground there, and overall the French and the Spanish are in an excellent position by the looks of things. I don't like this overlap here though, because that guy there, if he shoots down here, he's going to get friendly fire, blowing his friend's head off. Or maybe that's what he wants to do. The lights I've set up here, the Grenzers, look like they did a bit of teabagging there for a second. I don't know what they're shooting at. That's a dreadful shot there. But the game is probably better at this than I am. As in, these soldiers can probably see it. Yeah, you can sort of just see them, okay. So they should get some shots in. The main fight is happening over here right now, and there's some cavalry at the back here, which we've got to keep an eye on. Keep getting messages. I work as an exam invigilator. And there's a lot of old people there, and they don't understand how email works. Yeah, they're meant to do like a single reply to one person, but they keep doing reply to all, so I keep getting a load of email notifications. They're lovely though, the old people I work with, but it is funny when they try technology. Not the best angle here. They're getting a lot of bullets in, but I don't know how they're hitting anything. Yeah, shooting at that rock. So the high ground is good, but right now it is still difficult for them. They do actually need the Austrians and the British to attack, whereas most of their forces are pushing over here where the terrain is a little bit more even, especially for these guys here on this little mound. And they've got cover to the right as well. Oh, that's a perfect shot right there. They've got more infantry coming round here as well to take shots at these. I think there was some in the forest. Oh, the British have come up and they form square. And that's going to butcher all of those cavalry. Yeah, get the cavalry out there. But now they're in lines. This square should fall apart in favour. Yep, they're trying to get out of it, I think. Or maybe not. Yep, they are. Trying to get back into line. And then the cavalry comes back in. Perfect timing there for 2 girls, 1 cup. They back out of the cavalry though when they see them form square, but that's fine. Because now they're back in square and now they're going to get demolished again by the infantry. Mwah, perfect, I love seeing that. The cavalry charging in. Past the British. The British have moved forwards. Taking terrain. I think Spain did notice that, so they should form square. Yep, getting into square there, perfect timing. The cavalry, they're about to charge it. They get shot in the face, and some of them do engage the square. That's not good. Get your cavalry out of there, or you're going to get absolutely butchered. So much smoke on the battlefield, I love it. We need a Napoleon too, or an Empire, or something like that. We need it, desperately. And have it actually be good as well. The lights there are engaging the Jaeger infantry. But it looks like they're pulling back a bit now. Oh, they took some heavy fire there, losing lots of men. The poor Austrians, they've got their Austrian Fusiliers getting a few shots in. The French trying to camouflage in the trees there. Meanwhile over here, they're still doing that thing with their cavalry charges, and then they pull back. So these British here, they keep getting annihilated. Now they've got to get back into line formation. They're losing so many men. You don't want to fight a line formation in square, and you don't want to fight a square with your cavalry. Come on, Britain, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're struggling there. Yeah, pull your cavalry out. Where are they going? I don't know if this is the way to charge, though. Okay, I'd probably pull this cav unit back. Never mind, it's a dragoon unit, so they're getting their own shots in. Still, I think there's a better use for dragoons than just standing there. Yeah, pull them back a bit, pull them back. Have them watch for flanks or something. What's the general here? Do they, in tournaments, do they use normal generals or do they go for the expensive OP generals? I'm assuming normal generals. I don't see any reason why they would go for an expensive one. Yeah, it all says general staff. It's not like Napoleon or Wellington or anything like that. Yeah, and I highly doubt they'll go for expensive generals. Oh, someone's retreating. Let's have a little zoom in here. Yeah, so it seems the Austrians charged the Spanish in melee. And now they're having to flee. They're routing. Not good for the Austrians. They need as many men on this field as possible. And I think what's going to win it here for 2 girls, 1 cup is that they've just got the high ground with that early cav charge. That early cav charge we saw at the start, that I think is the big decider of this battle. That being said, Old Guard, they've got some cavalry flanking around. 2 British cav units in the back here. It seems they're somewhat prepared for it. They've got infantry here in square, so I don't know if I can do anything with it yet, but it does, yeah, as you can see here, it does mess up with their formation. They are having to move a lot of troops around. But on this side, the attackers just cannot push. Another retreating unit here. Who was it? I'm assuming it was a cav unit getting caught in the square again. This unit though, yep, get out there, get out, run. They're about to open fire. And just like that, the attackers have been able to retake some high ground here. Well done to you from the Spanish. I've been calling them Spanish. They're Portuguese. Oh, poo, I've just offended a lot of people there. Sorry, it looked like the Spanish flag. I'm not too familiar with the Peninsular War. My main focus is Austria, Prussia, Russia and France. I don't do the Peninsula that well, so I don't know these flags. I play too much Medieval 2. I guess you can see the blue cross of Portugal if you really zoom in, but I thought that was Spain. Sorry about that to my Portuguese and Spanish viewers. Whoops-a-daisy. Some more retreating there. Yeah, so as I was saying, well done to Old Guard for being able to take the high ground up here, for being able to just barge their way through. But on this side, they're not having the same success, and if anything, it looks like they're being annihilated. They've got their cavalry in here, fighting a line formation. But yeah, they've already routed. These ones here formed square, so that's what killed them. And the Austrians are going to really struggle on this side. Well done to the British though, and the Austrians got their cavalry charging into these dragoons here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And other units fleeing on this side, yeah, they just cannot hold their ground. It's all going to fall apart. We see the French pushing forwards. Not looking good for them. Not looking good for the attackers at all. They can't make any push on this side as well. And the Portuguese, they are getting pushed back a little bit. Well done to the British, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And you can see it on the map there if anyone likes the map view. Portuguese cav is fleeing, so is the Austrian cav. No, that's not cav, sorry. Infantry. Another fleeing unit here for the Austrians. Yeah, charging a little too far forwards into the death trap. Yeah, if I was these Austrians, I would be fleeing too. I would not want to fight this. It looks like they're getting butchered on all fronts. If I was the British, I'd be a bit more willing to fight it. You've got some high ground now. But overall, it's the Austrian flank that's falling apart. And those Portuguese return to the field as well. That's just a few more troops to help out. The French cavalry's charging in. The dragoons, they get their first round of shot. And they're going to hit the highland foot. They get a good charge in, getting some good kills there. The British, they've got their light infantry facing the wrong way, and the cavalry pulls back because they're worried about these ones, I guess. Yeah, pull them back to safety, and now you can get your infantry. It's a very thin red line here. You can just blow them to pieces. One round is all it'll take. Ooh, look how far the French have advanced here. The Austrians forming square. Oh, careful, careful. Don't charge into the spikes here. Be careful. It's to deal with the cavalry, but yeah, if they're just going to stand there and get their shots in, then there's not much the Austrians can do. And you can see them just falling one by one. The little drummer boy trying to do his best. I don't know why he's standing there with his sword. Do a little tap of his drum. Okay, it seems like the cav did initially charge these spikes. Oh yeah, quite a lot of them as well. Okay, that was a bad move by the French there. But the French have flanked around. And they're going to get a lot of kills in. Austria falling apart. The French cavalry coming back in. They've formed square. Get your cavalry out of there. Get them out of there. Flee, flee. Oh, they're going to lose a lot of cav. That's not good. That's not where you want to be with your dragoons. I mean, you get some good point-blank shots. Okay, they're fleeing. I think that was okay. That was okay for them. Could have been a lot worse. And then the infantry get a round of shots in as well. They're charging in melee, I think. And I think this is Britain's last hope here to try and break through. Are they gonna do it? I don't think so. I think the French cavalry behind them are gonna be a major factor. Although they do have reinforcements, but then the cavalry comes in. Cavalry charging straight through to get to these guys. Meanwhile on this side, yeah, the Austrian line has completely collapsed, and slowly the British are about to get surrounded. So even if this does work, it might be too little too late, and they've got more French to deal with. And what do they even gain if they do break through? Okay, so I'm assuming blue is the one we spectate as then, by the looks of things here. That would make more sense, and yeah, you can see it on the map. They're getting surrounded here. The British are about to fall. It's not looking good. It looks like another unit's retreating. Oh, they have gone for the higher tier general, Sir John Moore. About to get run down though. Yeah, the French cavalry going for him. Did the British push work? Not really, they're down to their final 20 men. They've got some more up here, but I think it's too little too late, and the French completely flanking round now, leaving a trail of dead Austrian bodies behind them. And they're just enveloping them, throwing their cavalry into it as well. The Austrians trying to make a stand here, but they're all about to die. They've got units on the flank to worry about, they're outnumbered on the front, they've probably got cavalry dotted round as well to be stressed about. This unit's gonna break, probably on the next wave of bullets. The moment these start firing, there we go. They're all firing. And there we go. Yep, perfect, I was right. I was finally right about something. Oh, I love big, epic Napoleon battles like this. Absolutely beautiful. The Portuguese are flanked round now. Yeah, they're retaking this hill. And now the British really are surrounded. Having to fight on all fronts here. I think we've got a clear winner. And yeah, Spectator is blue on the balance bar. Good to know. It's for Spectator on Napoleon Total War. Don't know why they have to swap the map colours though for us. Anyway, well done to 2 girls 1 cup. That's Forbitos and MQI. For beating Ruvak and Haggai, is it? Yeah, I think so. Looks like we're going on to Battle 2, but first, let's just see the stats here. And here we go, yeah, Haggai. Sadly they lost. Look at the kills. 1,200 there from the Portuguese. 1,000 on the French, only losing 452 men. It was the French that really won this battle, I think. As we can see here, just butchering all of those Austrians, and Austria got nowhere. Okay, on to Battle 2. Oh, we've got some more detailed statistics if anyone likes that. Who got the most kills? 57? It's not going to show every unit in the game though, is it? Nah, oh well. And here we are on Syrian Ridge, a desert map where apparently the Ottomans have a slight advantage because of the heat. We have France here and Prussia. I love Prussia. I love Prussian history. They're being played by Old Guard, as we saw before, on the offensive. So that's Haggai and Forbitos. Nope, Haggai and Ruvak. And over here we have Britain and Spain, I believe, played by Forbitos and MQI. So let's get them in here. Or is this could be Ottomans in red. And I'll have to double check if this is actually Spain this time. I don't want it to be Portugal again. They can only choose a faction once per match. So if you choose, let's say, France on game 1, you can't pick France again. Right, and here we go, Britain and Spain. Yeah, okay, that's Spain. See, the flags do look a bit similar. I was justified in my confusion. They're all doing the big cavalry charge again to try take this high ground. Will they be as successful as they were last time? It seems Old Guard are sending in a lot more cavalry than before. So, yeah, hopefully we get a game 3. But if 2 girls 1 cup win this, then that's it. They go up 2-0 in the pool play, earning themselves a point. The Spanish cavalry, they've pushed quite far on this side. It's a very quiet battle. We're not getting all the rah as they charge into each other. Alright, there we go. If we zoom in a bit, we get it. We've got no music. That's the thing, we've got no music in this one. That's what's throwing me off. The French cavalry pulling back, and it's just cav slaughter right now, fighting for the high ground. But it seems once again to be slightly favouring 2 girls 1 cup. This'll be a good place to hold. Getting some infantry up here. Just shooting down onto them. Again, you've got this middle hill to deal with as well, and you've got more high ground over here. And it seems like 2 girls 1 cup has a good hold over here. They've only got 2 infantrymen to hold this part of the map down. For some reason they're focusing very heavy on this side. But it leaves them open to getting flanked. The Spanish cavalry seems to have chased them back, but they are being shot at now as they are in the open. But it seems Two Girls One Cup is about to take the high ground here, and will once again, it seems, have the high ground advantage. And the French cavalry there breaking as well, getting cut down by the Spanish. And here we go, yeah, they're pushing forwards. Their flank is about to collapse. They've only got 2 infantrymen here. It's like the last battle. They're going to flank around them and eventually surround them. They've got cavalry to deal with as well, who are going to charge into their back. Right, they're forming square, so then you just pull the cavalry back, but they're being butchered by gunfire from the hill. So now these guys are in a complete mess, these Fusiliers. This unit here is also in a mess, and these two are going to get butchered because they don't have enough reinforcements, and then all of these troops are going to hit these guys in the side. I guess what they're trying to do is have a big push up here, go all in, and try and take the centre and just hold the centre, hold the high ground. Britain pulling their cavalry back, the Prussians forming square, the British forming square, sending the cavalry in for a big charge. That was the weirdest charge I've ever seen. That must have been very painful on the horses there. Right, they pull out as they form square, getting back to safety. Meanwhile, over here, these two guys are, yeah, getting slaughtered here. Bet they've got next to no kills. I do like those trousers. Those trousers are nice. Okay, they're actually holding out quite well overall though. It looks like they are getting some kills, despite being completely surrounded pretty much. The French bring in some cavalry to try and help out, but too little too late I think. They're getting completely enveloped here. This cav unit's getting slaughtered. A waste of a cav unit, pull them out of there, and they're gone. They're routing. Meanwhile, back on this side, the British cavalry broke, but the British seem to have a good hold. They don't have the high ground, but they've got a line which can hold them back for the time being. In the centre, the French are trying to push up. Don't exactly have the high ground though. What is that? Who's throwing spears? What is that visual glitch? Or is that bullets? Nah, I think it's cavalry spears. That got glitched mid-air. More Frenchmen charging forwards. Well, hardly charging, marching, walking slowly. Forwards would be the better way to phrase it. And yeah, they're getting completely enveloped here. These two infantry units have broken. And you can just see it on the map, they're about to get surrounded. They're having to pull back some troops now to hold this side. But I don't think it's going to be enough. They're completely open. I get the idea though, they're wanting to put more pressure onto this side here and onto the centre. As you can see by their double line, they've got a lot more reserves than Two Girls One Cup. So it does mean it is going to be easier for them to actually push up to this high ground. But after losing most of the high ground early on with the cavalry charge part of the game, I don't know if it's going to be worth it overall for them. I don't know if they're going to actually still be able to take it. And now they're having to pull troops back to not get completely overrun. And it seems even on this side, the British, simply by retreating, are able to hold their ground a bit. Let's just zoom in here, let's just see some action for the time being. For those who like the zoom-ins. Poor guy. I was just about to say he looks a bit like me, and then bang, his head gets blown off. I like that they all have a little backpack as well. And I do like their trousers. Oh, just look at the design of the unit. This is why we need a Napoleon too. These units, it's such an old game, but they do look really epic. I wish Total War would go back to the gunpowder era, but do it right, without it being a glitchy mess. Oh, that was a good round of shots in. Yeah, completely breaks them. Getting hit from all sides, it seems. About to get another wave in. Nah, never mind. Got more infantry there as well. Meanwhile, on this side, cavalry's trying to push through, but they've got to deal with the square, so that French cavalry's about to get destroyed. Lots of shots coming through. They're trying to form square here to hold multiple flanks, but they're about to get cut down as well. The French are already retreating. They have made a really good push onto this side though. This is what they were trying to do, I think, by putting more soldiers here. It has worked for them on this side. Same as before, they pushed through. But you need to hold both flanks in these types of wars. Now that they've lost both of them, now that they've lost a flank, suddenly everything starts to fall apart. My computer's making a weird hissing sound. Let me just give it a tap. There we go, that stopped it. Problem solved. If you've got any, computer issues, just give it a slap. That usually works for me. No, I'm not advocating for violence, by the way. If something doesn't go right, just give it a slap. That's not what I'm saying. If it's a computer though, or technology, then it's fine. Is beating up a robot fine, morally? Like, if your robot does something bad, is giving it a slap going to be a moral issue? You know what, I think that debate is far too complicated and deep for this video. Maybe in the next tournament we'll cover that. The British are struggling here, they're running out of troops, they've got cavalry to deal with as well. They've got their own light dragoons there, but yeah, you can see they're running out of men. Getting really pushed back here. They're sort of like flipping sides a bit. Rotating round. And the Spanish are dominating on this side, just butchering the French. But the Prussians are butchering the British. What they need though is more troops over here, and the British still have a good holding of the high ground here, but they don't need these troops here anymore. They've won it on this side. Bring them round here to prevent the flank. These guys fighting in the trees. Where would I like to be on this battle? I'd like to be on this push here, the Spanish. You got some water nearby to have a quick drink. You're winning, you're slaughtering them, and you're making a good push round. I wouldn't want to be on this side. This side seems like a bloodier part of the battle for all. The British cavalry charges in after chasing those away. They lose a few men, but it does mess up the enemy's formation a bit. And we got another French army retreating there, another French unit pulling back. They're doing a very long flank round here now. And yeah, they're getting completely surrounded. It's falling apart for blue, the one we're spectating as, getting completely enveloped. Going for the general as well, it seems, yeah. The French general having to retreat here. Is that another French unit retreating? That could be another French unit retreating. I think this is where most of the action is for Old Guard, their final big push. But I think it might be too late. The British now, I think they're retreating to the high ground. If they want to take the flank, give them the flank, but we're going to hold the high ground still, I think is their mentality. Meanwhile, they've got all these Spanish to deal with as well, that are still just flanking round, still just cutting their way through. They have literally almost swapped sides completely at this point. Old Guard who started here are now more here. No, Old Guard who started here are more here. Two Girls One Cup who started here are more here. It seems the British, though, they're pulling back. They'd rather hold the line here now, which I think is the right call. And they're going to let the Spanish do a lot more of the work, fighting it on this side. Oh, the British charging forwards. Now, this is not what I expected. With their general as well. The heroic charge of the general here. They're going to form square in time. Get him out of there, get the general out. Maybe he died in back, maybe that's why they're charging him in. Yeah, if he's dead, then that's fine. Pushing forwards with their infantry here. They are starting to break, though, on this charge. But the Spanish are still overrunning them. Quick map look for those who like it. Blue is Old Guard, France and Prussia. Red is Britain and Spain. And yeah, blue is just running out of troops here. This one unit on the flank is basically all they've got going for them, it seems. But even then, that doesn't hold the high ground. And these guys eventually are going to get slaughtered because the enveloping formation here of the Spanish, which I think is going to be what wins it for 2 girls 1 cup, making it 2-0 for them in this best of 3. The final infantry, they're about to break any minute now, those chasseurs. And then over here, this infantry unit trying to have a final charge against the nice trouser people. Bit of a weird looking charge. Looks more like they're dancing, but oh well, I guess it still does the job. We've got a duel. We've got a duel. I bet the Spanishman wins it with his brown trousers. Come on, come on. And there we go. Yeah, stabbing him through the heart. And then they all flee. That was it. That one duel was enough. And look how his legs formed. That's not how you want to die. A bit dramatic with the arms, I think. And another one gets cut down there. Beautiful. Wait, why do all of these Spanish have brown trousers and he has blue trousers? Okay, yeah, and with the death of those 2 units now, the Spanish are coming in to fight the Prussians. The British are still holding on the high ground, more Spanish coming through. We can see it on the map there. There's nothing left for Prussia at this point. They're completely overrun, and with that, 2 girls 1 cup, they get their 2 wins. Oh, we got a general dead. By Rovac, whatever his name is. And there we go. 1,458 kills. Well done by Prussia. Prussia did well. But France just couldn't hold back the Spanish push. Well done to Spain. They did lose a lot of men, but well done to them. And Britain there almost getting a perfect 1-to-1 ratio. I like that. Anyway, quick look at the stats there. And there we go. If you want to take part in future events like this with a $300 prize pool, check out the OBG Discord linked down below. At the time this video goes live, we might even be recruiting for the new event. It could be Rome Total War, Medieval 2, Rome 2, Napoleon, we don't know the game yet, but we'll probably be about to start recruiting very soon. So check out the Discord and win some games, play some games and win some money. Thank you to OBG for sponsoring this, but for now, hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.